I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man.
Diddy sold me to his sugar daddy, and I barely managed to escape from there. Diddy and his sons tortured me a lot. I'm going to file a case against them. When Diddy adopted me, I was very young, but Diddy used to kiss me. He used to take me to his parties, and what I saw there is beyond description. Diddy used.
So things have officially gotten even crazier after Diddy's latest court situation, and the whole internet is buzzing. The verdict finally dropped, and word online is that he might be looking at a couple of years behind bars. But that's not even the part shaking the timeline. It's what happened right after. His alleged adopted daughter, Ava Barron Combs, is reportedly stepping forward, ready to spill everything. People online say she's done staying quiet, and this time she's coming for the entire family with the truth she claims she's been holding back. But here's the real question everyone's asking. How did he end up with such a light outcome? After all the scandals and allegations tied to his name, barely a handful of witnesses even showed up. That feels suspicious to a lot of folks. People expected a long line of voices ready to testify, but instead, the courtroom stayed silent, almost like someone wanted it that way. And that's exactly what's driving everyone insane. Because when you look at the history, the lawsuits, the rumored cover-ups, the private settlements, and all the accusations that quietly disappeared, it doesn't add up that he walked away with such a small charge. The streets are convinced someone powerful is pulling strings behind the scenes. Even insiders are giving side-eye. Jaguar Wright, who's been calling out Diddy and Jay-Z for years, told her fans that something shady was coming. She said flat out, "Y'all don't see the lineup. And trust me, people see it now. Everyone's just waiting to see who's next." Some online even believe Jay-Z might be setting Diddy up, and that one statement alone sent the internet into meltdown. And then there's whistleblower Ollie Carter. She has been dropping non-stop allegations about Diddy's darker side and the people around him. Every video she posted, she looked terrified, like someone who's seen things she wishes she hadn't. She claimed she witnessed everything firsthand. Now fans are wondering if Ollie's warnings pushed Ava to finally come out too. Every time Ollie spoke, her voice shook, her pauses were long, and her eyes told a whole different story. She alleged she went through real horror involving Diddy and a circle of powerful Hollywood figures. People she claimed were involved in secret rituals and twisted elite games. According to her, these insiders would allegedly do anything to stay young, rich, and untouchable, stuff straight out of a nightmare. But then, just like Jaguar Wright predicted, when it was time to testify, Ollie Carter vanished. No warning, no final post, nothing. She disappeared completely until after the trial was over. And even now, no one really knows where she is or what happened to her.
One of the kids that was one of the party favors, and a party favors means that you're set on top of a table and you're used as a toy for anybody who comes across the table or who wants to party at a certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they close the doors, and then everybody turns into like a frenzy and starts going into a crazed animal-like demonic state.
Some people online believe she might be hiding to protect herself, while others whisper that something even darker may have happened to keep her silent. Whatever the truth is, her disappearance only added another layer of mystery to an already chaotic situation. And as shocking as her claims were, fans had their eyes on one person who they believed could change everything: Diddy's alleged adopted daughter, Ava Barron Combs. Her testimony was supposed to be the moment that sealed Diddy's fate once and for all. People were counting on her to finally speak up and connect all the dots the internet has been trying to piece together for years. If you forgot how Ava even stepped into the picture, let's rewind back to 2020 lockdown era, when everyone lived on live streams and celebs were doing anything to stay visible. That's when Diddy randomly went live and announced a bombshell. He had adopted a young white girl named Ava Baron Combs. The internet was stunned. The whole thing felt sudden and almost too clean. Naturally, people started digging, and what they found made everything even stranger. During that same live, Ava introduced herself not by her name, but by her zodiac sign, like she was on some dating app. And when fans asked how she became part of the Combs family, her explanation was vague. Very vague. No proper backstory, no connection to Diddy's circle, nothing. Just mystery after mystery. Something about it was off from day one. She claimed Diddy picked her up off the streets and brought her into his home just like that. No mention of her real family, her background, where she came from, nothing. She wasn't friends with his kids, not a neighbor, not connected to anyone they knew. It was almost like she appeared out of nowhere, and suddenly, she was calling herself a Combs. That alone had people giving major side-eye. Things got even weirder when Diddy tried explaining the adoption by comparing it to how Madonna adopts kids. Now, that example did not land well. Madonna's own adoption history has always been surrounded by controversy, with rumors that some children were taken under questionable circumstances, families allegedly paid or pressured. So for Diddy to use that as his reference? Yeah, the internet wasn't buying it. But this is where the whole situation really exploded. One man who didn't hold back was Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal. He'd been around Diddy for years, knew his routines, protected him during the wildest moments, and saw things the public never did. But after the two fell out, for reasons no one fully knows, Gene started talking. No one's sure what caused the fallout. Maybe Gene finally had enough. Maybe he felt betrayed. Or maybe he wanted to speak before someone tried to silence him. But once he walked away, he didn't sugarcoat anything. He claimed he saw what really happened behind closed doors. According to Gene, those infamous freak-off parties people whispered about were real. He alleged that people were present who had absolutely no reason being there. And to make it even more shocking, he claimed that Diddy's own mother, Janice Combs, was aware of those environments and involved in ways that left the internet stunned. Gene didn't just accuse Janice Combs of knowing. He claimed she was fully supporting the madness happening behind those doors. And that one detail shook the entire internet. After Gene Deal's statements hit the timeline, the streets exploded. Nobody could wrap their heads around it. Diddy's own mother, involved in those twisted scenes? That was a level of darkness people weren't ready for. And the way Gene said it, it wasn't loud, it wasn't for attention. His voice sounded drained, like a man finally releasing secrets he'd carried for years. He said he witnessed things he couldn't unsee, things that made him walk away from Diddy forever. Right after that, social media detectives got to work. They began pulling up old interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and even snippets from Diddy's mansion parties. And suddenly, people started noticing things they had ignored before. Strange energy in the background. Guests who walked into those events smiling but walked out looking shaken, like something went down inside that the cameras never caught. That's when the dots started connecting. The all-night parties, the locked-door sections, the rumors old associates whispered about private rituals that only a select few ever witnessed. Slowly, the picture people had always suspected started coming together.
Don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit.
And just when the noise finally started to settle, Ava Baron Combs' name exploded back onto the timeline. Fans noticed something off. Her old posts gone, her TikTok wiped clean, Instagram deactivated, interviews mysteriously removed from YouTube. It looked less like a coincidence and more like someone was scrubbing her entire digital existence. And the timing? Way too perfect. Right after the verdict. Right after Gene's bombshell resurfaced. That's when people started asking the real question. Where is Ava now? Some believe she's being kept quiet, allegedly pressured not to speak against the Combs family. Others think the opposite, that she's preparing to go public, gathering evidence, protecting herself before dropping a tell-all that could flip Hollywood upside down. Either way, insiders claim the family is in full panic mode. scrambling behind closed doors to control the narrative before Ava opens her mouth. A former Bad Boy producer even hinted during a podcast that Diddy's been trying to keep certain family matters buried since the trial ended. When they asked if that had anything to do with Ava, he laughed and said, "Let's just say she knows too much." That line alone set the internet on fire. Now everyone's watching, waiting, trying to figure out whether Ava's silence means she's being silenced, or if she's plotting a comeback with receipts that'll level careers. And then things got even crazier. After Ava vanished from the internet, insiders started dropping cryptic clues like they knew something the public wasn't supposed to. One blogger claimed Ava was last seen leaving a gated property in LA just days before the verdict, escorted by two men who weren't her usual security. Fans immediately suspected someone from the Combs circle made sure she was handled before things got too hot. Then came the alleged voice note, a clip that popped up on Reddit and disappeared just as fast. In it, a young woman sounding exactly like Ava said, "They're trying to control my story. If anything happens, just know I tried to tell the truth." The file was deleted within hours, but not before fans screen recorded it and blasted it all over TikTok. That one leak reignited every conspiracy tied to Diddy's case. People started saying the industry was closing ranks again to protect their golden boy. And while Ava stayed silent, Jaguar Wright jumped back online furious. She went live yelling, "I told y'all this would happen." Every time someone tries to speak on Diddy, they vanish or their story disappears. That rant alone pulled millions of views overnight, and suddenly people were digging up old receipts linking Diddy's empire to names nobody expected. Meanwhile, insiders say Diddy's camp has been running full-scale damage control, trying to keep whatever's coming from blowing up bigger than it already has.
So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Yeah. Hey, Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help.
Diddy's team has been working overtime, pulling strings to scrub every mention of Ava from social platforms and even tapping old Bad Boy affiliates to keep quiet for now. But a few of them clearly aren't staying silent anymore. One former staffer allegedly told a gossip blog that Ava witnessed things inside that mansion no outsider should have ever seen. Secret meetings, coded conversations, and people showing up in the dead of night wearing disguises. The more people talked, the stranger everything sounded. Fans are convinced Ava might be sitting on evidence that ties Diddy's Hollywood dealings to something much bigger. A network of powerful people protecting each other through influence, fear, and money. Now the streets are buzzing louder than ever. Was Ava forced into hiding? Or is she laying low, preparing the ultimate expose? Because if that leaked voice note was legit, it sure sounded like she's been planning something major. And whatever it is, people believe the story isn't ending anytime soon. It's only heating up. And if Mama Diddy really knew about those freak-off sessions and still walked into court smiling, holding her grandkids' hands like she was some saint, yeah, that's wild. The whole act now feels staged, like everybody's performing for the cameras while the real truth stays buried behind locked doors. That double life is what's got people talking, wondering what else has been covered up all these years. But here's the real shocker. Ava Baron Combs just hit the headlines again. She's allegedly gone viral for finally speaking out, claiming Diddy took her from her home and forced her into disturbing, inappropriate acts. If even a fraction of that is true, it could flip everything on its head. Social media has been in absolute chaos since the clips surfaced. People demanding proof, police involvement, and accountability. But nobody can say for sure if it's actually Ava speaking. That's where things get messy. Too many girls have popped up online claiming to be her, but none of them have real proof. It's been years since anyone's seen the real Ava, and those old childhood clips don't help much since she'd look totally different now. With her identity unclear, the internet is split. Some believe this is finally the truth breaking through. Others think it's another distraction meant to confuse the public. Meanwhile, reactions are explosive. One furious user wrote, "Dirty Diddy needs to stay in jail with no bail, and the rest of that cult deserves the same." Another said, "Ava was underage and passed around. They all knew, and nobody stopped it." The comments keep piling up. The outrage is growing by the minute, and the mystery around Ava's identity is getting even deeper. Whether it's really her speaking or someone trying to expose the truth in her name, people can feel something big brewing. And this time, the internet isn't blinking or backing down. This whole situation is heartbreaking. Folks online are genuinely scared, asking, "Where are the children? Is Ava even safe right now?" Messages have been pouring in non-stop, with fans sending prayers for Ava and for anyone who might have suffered in silence under Diddy's power. One user wrote, "Sending prayers for all the victims. Dirty Diddy had unlimited chances and too many people got hurt. Rest in peace, Kim Porter." That comment hit hard, thousands agreed instantly. Another person pointed out the biggest contradiction of all. Diddy claimed Ava had loving parents, yet the girl in the video said she was living on the streets. Make it make sense. That line summed up everything people have been feeling. None of this adds up. The story's been twisted so many times that nobody knows what to believe anymore. And if even half of these claims are true, this goes way deeper than one man's crimes. This is about a whole system built to protect him. Then came the wildest comment yet. "I've been saying it. Quincy should definitely be in prison for Ava." That one sent shockwaves through the internet, raising even more questions about who knew what inside that mansion. Now everyone's split between two possibilities. Was it really Ava speaking in those viral clips? Or are we being played by deepfake tech and AI manipulation? Because in 2025, nothing is off the table. Some swear the voice sounded older, real, and emotional. Others think it was too clean, too perfect to be genuine. But one thing is clear, the world is watching now. And the Combs family can't hide behind silence anymore. So what do you think? Was that the real Ava finally breaking her silence? Or just another attempt to twist the narrative before the real truth drops? Drop your thoughts below, we want to hear everything. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share button to keep this story alive and push it out to everyone who needs to see it. Let's keep digging until the truth comes out. And I'll see you in the next one.